Hey guys, so I'm sitting here and I'm looking at all of these Riemann sums, right? And I'm looking at all these videos, and I've viewed a couple, um, and I realized, man, that's a lot of work for me to verify whether you were correct or not. So what I did was I created a program, and this program will not only calculate everything during the problem at least to 6 decimal places, it can actually do the exact answer, so whatever it is, and it will calculate all four in one shot. Okay. I'm not going to let you use this for the test. I will expose it to you at the end of the year so that you can kind of check your work as far as those that you're going to do by hand. And you can see the work immediately and get the feedback and see if you did it correctly or not. And it just spits out the answer, it doesn't show any work. Okay. Again, the reason why I don't want you to use this program is because most likely the AP exam will have a non-calculator Riemann sum problem. So you're going to have to get accustomed of how to do it by hand, because it's probably going to be one of the first two free response questions of the non-calculator portion. Okay. If it is in the calculator portion, then it's a plus. You're going to easily be able to get the answers because you'll have the program, which is, of course, okay to use on the AP exam. But to get full credit, you must show work. Chances are, I think it's going to be on the non-calculator portion, and it will most likely be midpoint or Riemann sum. Okay. But just to ensure that we're good to go on Riemann sums, I will eventually give you the program. I will show you how to use it right now in this video, so you already see how to use it. But again, I won't give it to you until like when we start reviewing after spring break or after April Fool's Day is whenever I'll give it to you. No joke, yes, I will give it to you. But again, it's only to check, not to replace learning, not to replace the actual knowledge. It's just to make sure that you get that feedback. Okay. So I was going through, and one person's that stood out to me because I did check several, and believe it or not, several are off. Okay, so those of you who are missing pieces, like you might have gotten the left and right in trapezoidal, but you might have been wrong for the midpoint, or you might have been wrong for the left and right, and for some reason gotten the trapezoidal correct, because that's the average of the left and right, and you would have gotten also the midpoint correct because just the ones that I checked. So, and the ones that are wrong, I believe that either it was a calculator error on your part, you might have pressed the wrong key on accident, or most likely you were not rounding to 6 decimal places throughout the problem so that you could then round just the answer pieces to 3 decimal places. Okay, so let me show you which one I actually got. So I chose Taylor's, and after looking at Taylor's, the video that she has, real quick, I'm going to pause it. The equation is 2x squared minus x minus 1. Okay, so 2x squared minus x minus 1. On the program that I built, it will prompt you, what is the function that you're given? So 2x squared minus x minus 1. So it stored it. And going back to hers, it's from 3 to 5. So I'll come back over here. The lower bound is 3. Okay, the upper bound is 5. And then it says, what's the number of rectangles? Well, in this case, she chose 4. So when I press 4, it will spit out the answers just like that. Okay, I'm not going to show you the code because I don't want you to try to code yourself so that you could use it for this unit test. It defeats the purpose. I want you to see that there is a way to do it. Eventually, if you choose to do code, I mean, you need to learn the calculus first before you worry about calculator code. I just want you to have this resource as a quick check in the future when you start reviewing for the AP exam. Okay, so and if you go to her video and I scroll through, you could see, let me come back just a little bit, that her left approximation right here was a 48 and her right approximation or right Riemann sum was a 63. So 48 and 63, and it pans out. Now I made it do 3 decimal places no matter what, but if there's zeros, it won't show them. So like this one's 250, this one's 500. And if I go to my midpoint in my trapezoidal that she has, sure enough, the midpoint she got was 55.25, which is right here. And the trapezoidal that she got was 55.5, which is right here. So those are correct, okay? Some of them, and the way that I'm going to grade this, because this is an actual homework assignment, is that Completing the homework assignment will at least get you started, at least at the 100, okay? When I go and I check, you were told to do one on your own, to create one from scratch, and to see and to demonstrate the left, right, midpoint, and trapezoidal, okay? Now, some of you chose to use a linear function, which is big time, way too easy, okay? Because a linear function, the midpoint and the trapezoidal are going to be exactly the same, okay? So if you chose a linear function, that's okay. I'm not going to dock off because I should have said that it had to be something other than linear. But you're kind of robbing yourself as far as the understanding and calculator usage, because you could have just done it geometrically, okay? So for next time, make sure that you get the practice with things that are not linear, because it will not be linear as far as what you're going to be doing if you have an equation based with the calculator, okay? So again, the skill most likely will be tested on the AP exam on the first couple of calculator free response. If it is in the first two, because you have like 6 free response questions, the first 2 are with calculator, the last 4 are non-calculator. Each one you're given 15 minutes to do. If on the first 2 you actually do have a calculator Riemann sum problem, of course, you will have the program to at least spit out the answers, but you will need to show the work as far as step by step to get full credit, okay? Please do not replace the knowledge. It's just to check. You would still do it all by hand as far as the Riemann sum goes, as far as all the work, the L sub 4, M sub 4, whatever it is that we did for those that you stored as a function into the calculator, okay? And like, this is what I'm talking about. You'll still have to show all this work, even if it's a calculator portion, and you would have to show as far as the setup, as far as the heights times the dx, and then the actual answer here, okay? So again, I'm going to go through. You were asked to come up with one problem, and what I'm going to do for this first one is basically looking at these 4. Each one that you missed, you're going to be docked 10 points. So those of you who missed 3, you're going to get a 70 on this homework assignment. But if you got all 4 like this, you're going to get 100, obviously. The lowest grade that you can get on this homework assignment for the first flip grid would be a 60. If in fact you did turn it in on time and it was completed, that you got 4 different answers with all work shown and everything else that comes with it, okay? So again, the lowest grade that you can get is a 60, but please make sure that you are thorough, because if it's totally not thorough and all you did was just talk through it super quick just to get the answer, it's not going to be a 60. It's going to be lower than 60. Most likely, I'm going to deduct maybe 25 for not being thorough, or maybe even I don't know, 20, between 20 and 30, 20 to 40 points is what you'll be deducted if it's not thorough. So make sure that you read the prompt, the similarities and differences, and all that good stuff. Okay. So obviously Taylor did not miss any. Hers was very, very thorough. So she would get 100. Okay. Even if it's off by 1 or 2 1,000ths, like if the answer for the first one was 48.123, and let's say Taylor put 48.125, which is 2 1,000ths off of 0.123, she put 0.125, it would still be wrong. You're only allowed to be 1 1,000th off, okay? And again, I just want to let you know, I built this program because I'm sitting here looking at this and I'm like, I'm not going to do all these by hand because that would take me forever. So I built the program to quickly give me the feedback if you got the correct answer as you should have, okay? So I just want to let you know that we will do more of these for practice. It will be easy for me to be able to like do group bonus points now with this program. I'm creating functions on the fly so that you guys can get that practice for sure as an individual and also mostly as a group effort. Okay. So other than that, I think that's all I have for you guys, and I will see you in class.